cleaned up a bit. It's all looking rusty. But this is the computer that I got running, and this is the um, another computer, my personal computer, and this is an older computer. And this is the computer that I'm going to be setting up Clawdbot on. So, like, to kind of help you better understand the entire setup and why to do that, and where does Clawdbot comes in when it comes to this entire ecosystem. The most important thing to understand, guys, is that when you start setting it up, there's going to be time period where you're going to be where you're going to need to interconnect Cloudbot environment to your deterministic and non-deterministic workflows. So when you start building your feudal kingdom, uh, this is what you're going to be doing. You want to be interconnecting your CRM, and as you guys could see, the Cloudbot is still at 70%. The computer is getting formatted, but over here, like this is what you're going to be setting up. You're going to be connecting Clawdbot to deterministic iPhone-style workflows. This is what we call Freedom Fusion automations that are flexible AI for high reliable, high goal-oriented results. Because essentially, those workflows that are running on your iPhone have been beta tested, and they are guided through AI avatar that literally telling you what to do, so you don't have to worry about what to do to produce results for your brand. So that's kind of the first most important element that you kind of have to understand that. Now, there's a secure foundation. You could either set up Clawdbot in containerized environment with browser access, where you use Docker containers installed or a VPS, and so this way you could still kind of have this beautiful environment. But also, as you guys can see, the computer is getting set up. So let's see, which language should I choose, Russian or English? I speak both. Fun fact. But so the feudal kingdom is getting built. We're gonna go ahead, enter, and we'll see how far that goes. So now we're just gonna select the country. We're gonna select United States. And of course, if I was in Russia, I would set up Russia. But today we're in United States, and we're gonna continue. Who adds the keyboard layout? Well, we're gonna skip the layout. We're gonna let it, we're gonna kind of let it cook. So Roam guest is gonna be the thing that we're gonna let connect. Just gonna see if we can do this, and I need to see what the password is. So give me a second, guys. All right, guys. So I'm connected to the Wi-Fi network, and I'm gonna be pressing next. So this is a typical setup, nothing fancy, just a brand new computer. Now over here, guys, so you're gonna have this secure foundation where you're gonna implement the guardrails. You're gonna implement all sorts of techniques to lock down this bot, and at the host level, using security pages to prevent unintended AI actions. Now, right now, this computer is being set up. Nothing fancy. It's just going through the typical setup. We just formatted the computer. It's a really old computer. I had it for, it was like $300 or something back in the days. I got it from the from a shell from one of my, I don't know from where I got it even from. It just was laying around forever. But it's restarting. This is my personal computer. Right here is just moving. It's going through the process, and so we're in this step over here. We're setting up the secure foundation. And of course, if you're setting this up in a containerized environment, that's all good and great, but I'm doing it separately without any kind of containerized environment because I wanted to be fast. I wanted to have access to natural operating system itself without any other layers on top. Now, of course, guys, keep something in mind. You're going to be using this Clawdbot setup with secure foundation across other automations. So in this case, you're going to be using it with deterministic workflows, rigid iPhone style automations that run on your computer. On your iPhone. And of course, what I'm going to be showing you is how to bridge that world. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it, let's see, Clawdbot. I'm just going to call it, no, I don't want to call it Clawdbot. That would be even more reasons to for somebody to hack into it. Let's just call it cooked. like this, like this. Beautiful name, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, so keep something in mind. So the Clawdbot is over here, and there's a little bot in a castle. We don't want that Clawdbot to go outside of this secured foundation. We want it to stay loose like a goose. No, okay, opposite of loose like a goose. But what we're going to be doing, guys, inside of the environment, like here's what we're going to be doing. Setting up. So for now, I just set up the SSID, the wireless SSID, the same way as, like as whatever it is as my Airbnb guest. Now, obviously, you want to have your own SSID. So if you have like a router in your house, maybe you have some Chinese TP-Link router or some other router. The bottom line is you just gotta set up separate SSID for Clawdbot to separate it from your Airbnb guests. If you have any, in my particular case, I have multiple properties, obviously, in Russia and over here in America, and I kind of don't want Clawdbot getting loose like a goose and escaping from the castle. Now, over here, this is where it gets a little tricky. We got to set up Microsoft over here. Now, what is Microsoft? I'm sure you guys heard of that. Bill Gates and all his scandals and with Epstein files and all sorts of things. He's the guy who created Microsoft. But guess what, guys? We need to set this bad boy up. But the problem is, here's the problem, guys. Here's the problem. I mean, look, it says access to Microsoft 365 for free. That seems like a good deal. All I had to do was just format my computer to get access to Microsoft 365 for free. Wow, that is, and I also get 5 gigabytes of cloud storage, which is also pretty cool. But look, we got this bot. We got the Clawdbot over here. It's in a castle. We got to protect guy. We got to implement permissions and guardrails, lock down bots at the host level using security pages to prevent unintended AI actions. Well, we get it. We get all that. But what happens next? Like after we set this whole thing up, well, we gotta include some backups because eventually, I mean, I want Clawdbot to do its own things, but I kind of need to, like, what if it screws something up? I kind of need to go back and roll back to whatever the previous config was working, kind of the same way how I did this with Windows, where you could kind of revert back to the previous time when you, I don't know, broke your computer or something. The bottom line is we need to sign in into this bad boy over here. But here's the problem. Here's where it gets wicked, guys. The problem is I don't really want to be using my I don't want to be using my account, my personal account, for the Clawdbot. So instead, we're gonna put something like cooked. We're just gonna put create one. We're gonna create one. We're gonna be wicked cool. We're gonna create that environment. Okay, so what we're gonna do? I don't know. I don't have. It's a fresh setup. The Clawdbot is in its own castle. It's an own castle. It got a lock over here, guys, and this is what it looks like. Here's a little bot. It's in this feudal kingdom. We connected it to Wi-Fi, and this is what it looks like. Here's the Wi-Fi. We didn't use containers in here, but you could use a Docker. Let me go ahead and whip out a Docker real quick for you, just to kind of show you what the Docker setup looks like. Well, this is a Docker setup. If I was to turn it on, I would click on it and set this up on a Docker computer. But instead of a Docker environment, and as you can see, Docker is over here on a computer. As you can see, you just click on it, and boom, voila, you get beautiful Docker environment. But guess what? Now we got this Clawdbot sitting inside of the castle, and that castle is strong. But we need to figure it out. We need to get a new email address. So we're gonna get a new email address, okay? We're gonna be smart, guys. We're gonna be smart. We're not gonna let the Clawdbot loose like a goose. We're gonna be smart, okay, guys? And keep something in mind. That Clawdbot, sooner or later is gonna be walking from one feudal kingdom to the next. So the question is, how are we gonna pull this off? How are we gonna take this Clawdbot secured and still be able to connect to iPhones, to invoke all sorts of Freedom Fusion automations? And hello, guys. So we got Luis Velasquez and we got AirMart31 top enjoying this beautiful, incredible presentation from Freedom Fusion System, our talent agency. So today we're building our own feudal kingdom, and this is a Freedom Fusion System, a blueprint. And of course, guys, over here we got a little Clawdbot that's just kind of sitting here in a castle on its own. And of course, we got to set up those bad boys over here as well. What is that? That is incremental backup, and I talked about it briefly. But right now, let's go ahead and set up cooked. So I'm going to go ahead and put cooked. I wonder if it's taking. What do you guys think? Do you think Cooked is taking? I mean, Outlook at outlook.com. I don't know. I haven't used what do you call it, Hotmail for the longest time ever. So right now, guys, what we're gonna do, we're gonna set up its own account. So the Clawdbot is in this kingdom on its own, separated with its own Wi-Fi. It can't escape. It can't walk through the to the next castle yet. It cannot. It cannot go to this castle yet or another castle. And of course, right now we're setting up a separate environment. So we're gonna say cooked, and we're gonna hit next. It's a brand new, fresh computer. Let's see. Is it taking? Oh my God, it's taking. Okay, let me think about what kind of name. Let me know in the comments below, my dear subscribers, what name should I provide to that Microsoft account, so this way we can get the Clawdbot get loose like a goose, and then finally be able to connect this bad boy to an iPhone. Freedom Fusion automations that are going to be doing all sorts of beautiful things, like building feudal kingdoms further, thread stacking our way to freedom, making money, promoting the feudal lords. Speaking of which, if you guys wanted to learn how to do that, we do have a small little low ticket offer called Thread Stack, which is only $14.99, and we got Feudal Incubator, which is $295 per month. And of course, if you want to learn the same kind of materials that I'm showing you over here, we do have college lessons as well. For $1,500 per semester. My recommendation is pick the low ticket offer first. Anyway, going back to Cooked. Let's do Cooked, and let's do. Let me think. Cooked, Cooked, and we're gonna include bot. Now I don't want to put. I'm gonna put Cooked. And let me know, guys, in the comment what other word I should add. This is the Clawdbot that it's right now, it's sitting in a castle. It's waiting for my subscribers to get out of the castle. But right now, we're in the step. We're setting up the Wi-Fi. And here's a computer. We just formatted the computer. I'm thinking of giving this email address, but I need feedback from my subscribers. Apparently, someone already has this email address. What extra character I could add to have a unique thing? Let me guys know in a comment below. So we got Cooked Stack, Cooked Stack, and I don't know, maybe I could do. Let's do. You know what? I'm gonna be smarter. I'm gonna be smarter. I'm gonna do Threads Stack, Threads Stack, and boom, let that. Yes, it's available. And I'm gonna do okay, boom. Then I'm gonna give it a name. So I came up with the name Threads Stack at outlook.com. Okay, guys. So that's gonna be super simple. That's gonna be the email of Microsoft. This is the bot, and I'm gonna put Threads, and I'm gonna put Stack. That's gonna be the last name. That's going to be the last name. Now, while I'm typing that in, this is the bad boy that we're setting up over here. So this is the Clawdbot, and it's kind of chilling in its own environment. And what we're doing over here, we're setting up free Microsoft account. And isn't that cool, guys? So Threads Stack, we set up the password. We set up separate Wi-Fi. And we set up, like, this bot to be on its own computer. Now, we're just setting up the environment. This is the environment step. We're going to put the birthday. We're just going to put, like, October, and then, like, I'm going to put my actual birthday. But, so, guys, keep something in mind. This is really simple stuff. Any of you guys could pull this off. So right now, this is our feudal kingdom footprint. This is, we're setting up the environment. Over here, I'm using Threads Stack. That's my account, and I'm gonna add email. So over here, I'm gonna put add security info. Your security info helps us protect your account. We'll use this to help you recover your password. Okay, so we're just gonna do that, and of course, guys, just setting up a very good email address. And right now, everything is going smoothly. And yeah, guys, so this is how it works. So let's prove you're human. Press and hold the button. So you're gonna hold the button, okay? Please hold, please hold, okay? Boom. Press again, okay? Press hold the button. As you guys can see, there we go. So we have completed our verification for the basic setup of Microsoft Office 365 while operating our feudal kingdom. And of course, what are we gonna do? Now, over here it says hide threads, because remember, we just set up threads stack or digital power bundle, which is over here, which is, by the way, $14.99 per month. Very sweet deal, guys, especially if you want to learn how to get that Clawdbot out of that feudal kingdom, traveling across all sorts of other feudal kingdoms without getting cooked. So now let's bring your folders, app settings, and credentials over from another PC. Choose how would you like to set up as PC. You know what? I'd like to set it up as new because we want to get that Clawdbot be completely on its own environment. We want it to be in its own feudal kingdom. And thank you guys for allocating a little bit of time and subscribing. And we got Casey Kamosona. Wow, that's a very cool name. So guys, once again, my name's Ron Wells, your favorite, I don't know, like I wanted to say, I don't even know what to call myself. So I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna call myself anything. I'm just gonna say, I don't know. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude who's setting up this Clawdbot. So, all right, let's go. I bet. So we need a fingerprint. All right, we're gonna be very strategic. We don't want that Clawdbot to be loose like a goose escaping from a psychological asylum. Okay, escaping from the feudal kingdom. We don't want it to be that. But we're gonna create the identity. All right, yes, set this up. We're gonna set this up. We're gonna be smart about it. Luckily, on this computer, I happen to have a fingerprint. On this brand newer computer, which is a lot more expensive, believe it or not, I don't. So touch the fingerprint sensor. I bet. Where is the sensor? Okay, we're gonna set it up. The security goes my way. Touch the sensor again. I bet I'm gonna do that again. Oh my God, I'm getting tired of pressing the sensors. Let me do it another way, multiple ways, man. I'm getting cooked over here. Guys, we're trying to build our own feudal kingdom. And you know, we gotta lock down the bot. You don't want it to be loose like a goose. Right now, we're gonna keep it separate. We're gonna keep that bad boy separate. Now, we're not setting up the Docker container on this computer because you know it's a separate computer. But if I wanted to, I could have set it up on this computer, which is more powerful. Which is obviously it has Docker setup, which is like a little virtual computer within a computer, that kind of stuff. I don't want to bore you with that, but the bottom line is we pick the most simplest of the simplest ways. Now we're gonna be strategic about it. We're gonna go ahead and create the pin. Now we gotta create the pin, guys. Sheesh. Let it cook. Let it cook. I gotta create the pin, guys. I gotta be strategic. Okay, I'm just gonna pick the pin, and I don't want to forget that pin, guys. But the bottom line is we created our own email. We created everything separate. And we're setting this bad boy up. And whoop, whoop, whoop. It's when we taking everything under control, guys. Now we have some private settings. Get location. Microsoft puts you in control of your privacy settings. So location, get location-based experience, etc., etc. I bet we're gonna continue further. Now this is a brand new computer, fresh from the boat, easily everything running on its own. So let's customize your experience a little bit. So do we want to build delightful apps and websites world? Well, you see, yeah, we kind of do. So we're gonna select that. And school, take notes, write essay, collaborate projects. Well, what can I say, guys? Look, we got two beautiful computers. I'm sitting in my desk. I got this gadget over here ready to create podcasts for you. And let me kind of walk you through the process of building your detailing kingdom. In case if you're wondering what that is, this is a workshop that I just did recently. But basically, it just covers why most detailers fail. And of course, there's this concept of isolation, distraction, chaos, and in the feudal incubator. I want to show you what that is. So the feudal incubator is pretty dope, guys. I mean, this is an 8-week program that has everything you need, including Clawdbot setup to get that to get that kingdom off up and running. So what is the kingdom that we're building? What is it that we're building? Well, you see, guys, we got this beautiful feudal kingdom. And guys, this is the Clawdbot that's sitting in its own environment. And this is the bad boy we're setting up over here. We got to get that Clawdbot, on its way to its journey. So I'm going to hit accept. Obviously, this is a brand new computer. We're setting everything up. So now it says respond to text, make calls, and more info for Android phones. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, guys. I'm going to kind of by continuing to you're going to link mobile device to a Microsoft account. This enables access to mobile device content and capabilities you choose to seek on Windows devices. You see, I'm not going to really do that. I'm just going to skip that. Later we'll set this up. I'll explain you why, but because we don't know what it means right now, synchronizing things. Always have access to recent browsing data. We're going to hit accept. Guys, everything is getting nice and toasty. Beautiful environment. So we're gonna just politely you landed a free trial of Microsoft Personal whatever. So the question is, what are we gonna really use that? Well, you see, guys, we are not going to use this. Instead, we're going to be using Google Slides. Maybe we'll use PowerPoint as well. But if you are going to be using PowerPoint, then I'd need to log in with my other account, which is I could do that. That's not going to be a problem. But ideally, I don't want to do that because I want to keep it separate. What is the best way for us to keep this Clawdbot separate? Well, the best way, guys, is to first of all have separate Wi-Fi account, have established incremental backups, and of course, for now, just decline. I just could continue and fine. I'll just do that. I'll get the first 3 months, and just kind of call it a day. If I get it, if I have to specify, I'm going to cancel. I'm just going to decline. Now, keep something in mind, guys. This is obviously confirm. Obviously, I don't want to do that. I don't want to set up any credit cards. So I'm just going to cancel that for now, guys. But we're setting up this environment. And you know what? It's funny. Once you set up that, okay, I was going to say it's not letting me cancel. I'm just going to decline. Okay, so decline this and set up the email. Okay, so we're going to have that thread stack at Outlook email. Okay, I think we could do that. I think we could set that up. That's not going to be that hard. So this is so easy. So far, I didn't really do anything special other than just hitting next. And I think many of you guys can do the same thing. Right now, we're checking for Windows updates. We're trying to let it cook. We're gonna let it cook. The computer is gradually getting itself set up. Right now, it's saying your update is in progress. We'll take it from there. While you wait, you can check the latest and the greatest Windows features. Now, this is what we're doing over here. Let me whip out my laser pointer and zoom in into this Clawdbot. So this Clawdbot is a little bad boy just sitting inside of the castle. And we're building this feudal kingdom. This is a Freedom Fusion System blueprint. And of course, guys, we're setting this Clawdbot in its own separate environment. And so far, what we did, we gave it its own Wi-Fi. We just connected it to Wi-Fi. Now we're going to be going further. We're going to be climbing up the stairs. But before we do that, we need to let it cook. We're going to let it cook. Now, guys, as I showed to you earlier, this is building your feudal kingdom, detailing feudal kingdom from labor to lord, automating your empire. If you guys want to learn more about it, take a look at my other workshops that I already published, and you're going to see more about like the Clawdbot and deterministic workflows and what it all means, and the security protocols, wild and risky, containerized environment, makes it more safer, drafts only, no direct browser access. Those are the Clawdbot guardrails that we want to set up. Now, this is something called gamified cohorts and Tai Chi strategy. This is something that you guys gonna get access to this strategy for how to get your brand, secure your brand, and get that Clawdbot out of the way. So that Clawdbot is going to be executing your deterministic workflows. This is how we're setting this up. We're setting up this in its own environment. Now, here's the cool part about it. Right now, think of Clawdbot as a wild and risky situation, but we're gonna isolate the Clawdbot. We're gonna put it on its own in its own castle with its own Wi-Fi, with its own computer, dedicated computer that's gonna be executing things on its own. So guys, look, once again, that may seem complicated, but not really, guys. All it is just a quick environment, quick setup, quick Clawdbot, separated with a couple of guardrails. We're implementing permissions and guardrails. We're going to lock it down at the host level using security pages to prevent unintended AI actions. So as you guys know, Clawdbot is effectively going to be executing deterministic workflows. And there's going to be certain security protocols that we're going to make sure that this Clawdbot abides by. And that means containerized environment, safe mode, draft emails only, no direct browser access. That's going to be initial security guardrails. And of course, when you start building your brands as part of our Feudal Incubator, which is $295 per month program, you're going to get access to our gamified cohorts, which includes Freedom Founders that are going to be promoting your brand with Clawdbot and Freedom Fusion automations. What are the Freedom Fusion automations? That would be those automations over here that runs on your iPhone. Those are deterministic, rigid iPhone-style automations that have guardrails baked in them. And of course, you're also going to have access to AI orchestration layer via CRM. So this way, your entire feudal kingdom is protected, isolated, and super easy for you to navigate through. But a couple of questions. The question number one is, when are we going to be finished? It's taking a little bit of time, guys. It's taking a little bit of time. So we're going through further. Essentially, the most important thing for you guys to understand is that you need to have this gateway. We have the Freedom Fusion Flip workshops that allows you to either keep your feudal kingdom, either keep it or flip it. So if I was you, if I was building a brand and trying to figure out how to combine Clawdbot with it, the first thing I would be doing is building a brand and then deciding whether you want to keep that brand, run the kingdom and the cash flow and done for you type of system, or flip the entire business and collect profits, sell the system profits, do it yourself. And you will learn more about it as you navigate through other workshops. But in this particular case, we're dealing with the feudal lord, the car detailing feudal lord, and we're discussing the concept of why most detailers fail. And of course, the reason why is isolation, distraction, and chaos. And we're planning on solving that problem with multiple high cardinality heterogeneous solutions that are intertwined together with Clawdbot that you could learn how to set up with all those Freedom Fusion automations, domains, emails, Clawdbot integrations in week 1 of that Feudal Incubator. This is 8-week Feudal Incubator program. If you guys are interested in learning how to get everything set up step by step, so this way you're not being super lost and everything makes it clear. But the idea here is when we start working with your brand, we'll help you get operationalized CRM, domains, emails, Clawdbot integration, launch the social profiles, TikTok, Google, Instagram, email, etc. And of course, you're a mobile-friendly funnel, Google Service Calendar, and customer forms, voice bots, and anti-spam. So Clawdbot is one of those very tricky things to set up if you're not sure exactly how to do it. It could be, it could take a little bit of time, but once you set it up, it's going to be so much easier for you. You guys are going to be so happy that you set it up. You're going to have like little employee just working for you, helping you run your brand, your feudal kingdom. And you get to defend the attacks that could be coming in your way, trying to take over the Clawdbot, because essentially you want to set up limits. You want to set up on your API tokens so this way you don't get cooked. You want to set up Wi-Fi security. You want to set up mobile security. You want to have the CRM integration, automation with nurture campaigns. You want to have integration with your calendar. Google system. And like, how do you connect the Google Calendar from isolated Clawdbot to your main centralized system? That's the top question I get a lot from many folks. Well, you see, guys, when we start setting up Clawdbot, it's literally running on its own separate computer. Now, that computer essentially needs to get connected to the email, to that email that you're going to be obviously using to run your feudal kingdom, whatever that feudal kingdom may be. If you're a car detailer, then your feudal kingdom is you're trying to build a car detailing brand. If that feudal kingdom is a luxury pet brand, then you're building your luxury pet brand. But the bottom line is somehow you need to still connect through the email, to your Google centralized Gmail. Like, how do you do that? That is the biggest question that I get a lot. Now, keep something in mind. If you already watched my previous workshop, you know how to set up Google synchronization, Google Calendar synchronization for your car detailer employees and have centralized control across all of those employees. So this way you don't overbook, underbook, or do anything like this and stay full control of the feudal kingdom. That's all good and great. But at the end of the day, like, how do you connect this together? And that's exactly what you're going to learn in this feudal incubator for how to connect things together. As part of Threat Stack, you're going to get access to some automations, some Freedom Fusion automations, but not all. Now, keep something in mind. When Clawdbot is going to be running, it's going to be sort of like a wild AI, a risky thing that's happening on your computer. So obviously, you want to disconnect the bad boy. You want to set it up in its own feudal kingdom. Here's what I mean by its own feudal kingdom. Here's a little bot in a castle, just chilling over here, loose like a goose. Okay, maybe not. Anyway, the bottom line is it's going to be on separate computer. Can you run it on Docker? Sure, you could run it on Docker. If I was to type in the word Docker on my personal computer, then here's Docker. You could download it for free and have the Clawdbot running completely on your computer if you don't want to have a separate computer environment like that. But because I don't want my Clawdbot to be loose like a goose, even on my personal computer, because effectively I need to use that personal computer for things like doing OBS stacking. OBS stacking is a powerful skill that not so many people know how to, tap into that skill. But once again, you learn about that skill in Threat Stack Digital Power Bundle for $14.99. You get to learn OBS stacking. Guys, this is incredible. For only $14.99, you get to learn how to do OBS stacking. Guys, this is so powerful because the bot, your Clawdbot, is going to be able to operate across iPhones, across your CRM system, and it can run from one feudal kingdom to another. It could literally, guys, be your virtual assistant. It could be solving problems that you cannot even solve yourself. And right now, just ask yourself, how much time are you spending now on creating presentations for your class? Maybe you're teaching a class. Or how much time are you spending on creating viral marketing angles? How much? Think about it. Clawdbot is going to be able to resolve those problems. But of course, it will take a little bit of time. And of course, it's going to be a little bit of a process to learn how to set everything up with the phone numbers, especially if you have a car detailing brand and you're trying to connect the Google synchronization, Google Calendar to it, and all the other things. It will take a little bit of time. But the bottom line is, if you wanted to get access to the Feudal Incubator, full Feudal Incubator, it's a full coaching program, private sub account, Clawdbot setup, Freedom Founders access, then guess what? It's going to be $295 per month. Very sweet deal. Now, if you don't have much money, you could start off with Threat Stack Digital Power Bundle, do it yourself, lightweight. You're going to get the tutorials for how to set up Clawdbot, how to set up, how to connect it to AI content-driven automations. You're going to get few automations, few Freedom Fusion automations to use, like Threats Pet Automator, TikTok Pet Automator, and few other ones. But it's going to be limited with limited accountability, support, and encouragement versus the fully blown accountability, encouragement, and support plus full coaching program for our customers, whether you're building car detailing brand or anything else. And of course, if you completely broke, we do have an option where you leverage our affiliate link. And with that affiliate link, if you set up our CRM system, go high level with that affiliate link, will help you get basic CRM elements set up. So this way you have everything you need to convert your leads into loyal customers. And of course, the more you use it, the more reasons it would be for us to help you, because effectively you could be purchasing a bunch of hours from us. We could also provide consulting services for you on an hourly basis. The more hours you buy, the cheaper it's going to be. You could buy the package of hours. But the idea here is decide on your path. If you wanted to decide on your path, the best way to do that is to scan this workshop, scan it over here, and it will take you to our Saturday 1 p.m. workshop. And it's happening every Saturday. But right now it's like mistakenly showing us today at 1 p.m., but it's actually every Saturday at 1 p.m., guys. And you join that Freedom Fusion Flip workshop and you get to learn how to build your feudal kingdom and either keep it or flip it. Now, guys, right now you're already in a situation where you're probably wondering, well, what's next? The next thing is going to be setting up the Claude bot, setting up the guardrails, setting up so many different things that it's so easy to get lost. If you don't get guided, it's going to be almost impossible to do this safely. But once you get guided, you're gonna learn how to interconnect your Clawdbot to your water heater, to your smart plugs, to your Alexa, to your Ring doorbell, to your CRM system, and of course, like if you don't want that feudal incubator and just wanted to learn how to set up that thread stack, the Clawdbot, then thread stack is definitely going to be the right fit for you, which is only $14.99 per month. We do have the same training for $1,500 a month, guys. This is a good deal. Imagine people in university paying $1,500 for, I mean, not per month, but per semester. This is a huge deal, guys, for you, because you could get the same style of training for $14.99, but only if you act now, only if you do it on this workshop and use this QR code over here. Only if you do this now, guys, then I'm going to be able to make that happen for you. Scan that code, go here, register for the workshop, and so this way you could get that setup, Clawdbot setup, and everything else, and all the Freedom Fusion automations for $14.99 per month, guys. If you want to see what Freedom Fusion automations look like, definitely take a look at my previous workshops, like Threads Pet Automated, TikTok Pet Automated, etc. Guys, this is really cool stuff. The computer is still trying to, it's getting cooked. I set up an email thread stack at outlook.com, which is kind of nuts, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, look, I think I'm gonna finalize this and get going, and then I'll create another video once we're ready to hit the ground running and set up the Clawdbot. Anyway, guys, I'll see you. Take care.